Intelligence isn't just a human thing. Across the animal kingdom, many species show amazing problem-solving skills, memory, and even emotions that remind us of ourselves. Scientists have spent decades studying how animals think, from experiments in universities and research labs to surprising discoveries in the wild. In this video, we'll explore the top 10 smartest animals in the world, based on what science has revealed through real experiments and long-term studies. Each of them shows a different kind of intelligence, social, emotional, or technical, proving that there's more than one way to be smart. Let's start the countdown with number 10. Rats. Scientists have been studying rats for over a century, and what they found is surprising. These little animals are not only social, but also remarkably smart. One famous experiment at the University of Chicago put rats in a situation where one was trapped inside a small box while another was free. The free rat had two options: open the door to release its cage mate, or ignore it and eat chocolate chips placed nearby. What happened? Time and time again, the rats chose to free their companion, and they even shared the chocolate afterward. That showed that rats are capable of empathy and value social bonds. To test their learning skills, scientists used mazes. At first, the rats wandered aimlessly, but soon they learned the correct path and remembered it weeks later. When the maze was changed, they adapted again. This kind of spatial learning and memory is a sign of complex cognition. In the mid-1900s, psychologist B.F. Skinner developed the Skinner box experiment, where rats learned to press levers to receive food or water, but only under certain conditions like when a light was on or after a set number of presses. They learned patterns and changed behavior when rules changed, which is another key sign of intelligence. Modern research adds even more proof. When the rules of an experiment suddenly shift and food appears in a new spot, rats adjust almost immediately. That ability to change strategy is something even some primates struggle with. So when you put it all together, rats aren't just empathetic. They're also fast learners, great problem solvers, and surprisingly adaptable thinkers. Number 9. Pigs. Pigs are among the most intelligent domesticated animals, and science backs that up. At Purdue University, researchers created joystick-controlled video games for pigs.
When she sees the small red square on the screen, that is her positive conditioned stimulus. She gets rewarded.
This kind of task demands spatial understanding and the ability to link abstract actions with results, skills once thought to belong only to primates. In other studies, pigs have shown excellent long-term memory. They can remember food locations even after several days and use mirrors to find hidden treats behind them. That means they understand that a reflection represents the real world, which is a sign of self-awareness seen in only a few species. On farms, pigs have also demonstrated social learning. They can watch another pig perform a task and then copy it. Combined with emotional sensitivity and strong memory, that makes pigs surprisingly close to dogs, or even apes, in cognition. Number 8. Dogs. Dogs have evolved side by side with humans, and their intelligence shows in how deeply they understand us. A famous border collie named Chaser, studied by Dr. John Pilley, learned the names of over 1,000 different toys. She could fetch the correct one just by hearing its name. Chaser even learned simple grammar, understanding the difference between fetch ball and paw ball.
John and Chaser go into the house so they can't see. So I'm going to get a handful of toys out of this pile and see if Chaser can identify them. Now it's time to see if Chaser really remembers their names. All ready for Chaser? Come on, Chaser. Come to Neil. Okay, find Inky.
That's comparable to the learning capacity of a 2-year-old human child.
Well, she got one right. Find Seal. Whoa! And she got every single one right. From this huge pile. Neither John nor Chaser saw which ones I picked. On multiple trials with John and others, Chaser consistently aces her test. There's 1,000 toys here. That doesn't, spook you? It makes me happy.
Dogs are also excellent at reading human emotions and gestures. In pointing tests, they understand where a human is looking or pointing, even without spoken cues. They can sense mood changes, detect stress, and show empathy. Experiments also show that dogs can make decisions based on fairness. In one study, 2 dogs performed the same trick, but only one got a treat. The unpaid dog soon refused to cooperate. It wasn't about hunger, it was about justice. So, just know next time your dog stares at you while you're eating, he might not just be begging, he could genuinely think it's unfair. Number 7. African gray parrots. The African gray parrot is one of the few non-mammals to show real reasoning ability. The most famous example is Alex, the parrot studied by Dr. Irene Pepperberg for 30 years. Alex could name colors, shapes, and materials, and count up to 6.
Just learned to say a certain word when he sees a particular object. He's paying attention to the question.
That's right. You're a good boy. No, sweetie. No, you can't go back yet. You got...
You want some water?
All right. Do you want some water, or are you just asking to interrupt? You're just asking to interrupt. What color bigger? What color bigger? Green. Oh, you're a good boy.
When shown two objects, he could say whether they were the same or different. Once, when asked what color am I, while looking into a mirror, he answered gray. That shows both self-recognition and understanding of language.
How many green block? Look on the
This is
screen.
a
How many
miniature logic
green
problem.
block?
Alex can't just count up all the green things, and he can't just count up all the blocks. Alex has never been trained with this particular collection of things.
How many green blocks? Good parrot, too.
Alex also displayed emotional understanding. When he was tired of tests, he'd say, "Wanna go back?" When he made a mistake, he sometimes said, "I'm sorry." His ability to communicate and reason helped scientists completely rethink what bird brain means. Number 6. Crows. Crows have become symbols of cleverness for a reason. In a well-known experiment at Oxford University, a crow named Betty bent a straight stick into a hook to pull food out of a tube. No one taught her how. She invented the tool on her own. In another study, New Caledonian crows solved multi-step puzzles where they had to use one tool to get another tool before reaching the food. That shows planning, the ability to think several steps ahead.
Stage 1. He finds it's too short to reach the food. He then sets off to get the first stone. But he drops it, and another. He seems to be stuck, but then something seems to click. He deploys the first stone. And then another. Got it. 8th and final stage. Success. 8 individual stages of one complex puzzle completed. That was remarkable.
Crows also remember human faces. In one study, crows recognized and scolded people who had previously trapped them. Even years later, they even taught their young to do the same, passing knowledge across generations. Number 5. Elephants. Elephants are famous for their memory, and science proves it's not just a saying. In Kenya, researchers tracked elephant herds and found that matriarchs remembered waterholes and migration routes from decades earlier. During droughts, those memories saved entire herds. Elephants also show emotional intelligence. In mirror tests, they recognize themselves and inspect marks on their bodies that they can only see in the reflection. That's rare even among great apes.
If they use the mirror to investigate and potentially wipe away the mark on themselves, they are clearly demonstrating that they understand the mirror image as a reflection of self.
In another study, 2 elephants had to pull to ropes at the same time to bring food closer. When one elephant arrived early, it waited for the other to come before pulling, which shows an understanding of teamwork and timing. That kind of cooperation requires both patience and planning. Number 4. Dolphins. Bottlenose dolphins are like the ocean's geniuses. They recognize themselves in mirrors, use tools, and even give each other unique names. In Shark Bay, Australia, dolphins were observed putting sea sponges on their snouts while foraging along the seafloor. This behavior protects them from sharp coral and is passed from mothers to daughters, which shows culture and learning. In lab studies, dolphins followed complex instructions like swim under the hoop, then touch the ball. They even understand pointing and abstract concepts such as same and different. They also use signature whistles as personal identifiers. Each dolphin has a unique sound that acts like a name, and other dolphins can copy or call it to get attention. Number 3. Octopuses. Octopuses are unlike any other animal on this list. With 9 brains and 3 hearts, their intelligence evolved completely differently from ours. In one of the most famous experiments, an octopus learned to open a jar to get food inside. When scientists gave a new jar with the lid reversed, the octopus figured it out again, showing problem-solving and memory. In aquariums, they've been known to unscrew lids, turn off lights, and even escape tanks by crawling through drains. Some have been seen carrying coconut shells to use as portable shelters, which is clear evidence of tool use. Their camouflage abilities also show fast thinking. They can instantly match colors, shapes, and textures of their surroundings to hide from predators, and that's controlled by neurons right in their skin.
I get a real sense that they want to connect with us, that they want to learn from us.
Number 2. Bonobos. Bonobos, close relatives of chimpanzees, are known for their peaceful and cooperative nature, but also for their intelligence. A famous bonobo named Kanzi learned to use over 300 symbols, called lexicograms, to communicate with humans. He could understand spoken English sentences and respond by pointing to the correct symbols. For example, if someone said, "Put the soap in the water," he did it. In newer studies, bonobos showed they can understand when someone else doesn't know something and try to help them learn. That's called theory of mind, a very advanced level of social understanding. Their cooperation and empathy make them stand out among primates. They use gestures, facial expressions, and touch to communicate emotions in ways very similar to humans. Number 1. Chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are often called our closest relatives, and they've earned the top spot for a reason. In the wild, chimps make and use tools. They strip leaves from twigs to fish for termites, crack nuts with stones, and even sharpen sticks to spear small animals. These behaviors are taught from adults to young chimps, which shows culture and learning. In laboratory studies, chimps performed memory tasks where numbers flashed on a screen for just a fraction of a second. A chimp named Ayamu consistently remembered and tapped them in order faster and more accurately than humans could. Chimpanzees also plan ahead. In one experiment, a male chimp at a Swedish zoo collected rocks early in the day and later used them to throw at visitors. He planned his actions hours before carrying them out, something few animals can do. With their problem-solving skills, tool use, communication, and planning, chimps are the closest we have to seeing human-like intelligence in the animal world.